Hi guys, welcome to a level 2 mat work class where I am going to use the mini ball the whole time. And as always, you can modify, you can use other things. If you don't have the mini ball, something to put between the thighs for a little bit of inner thigh connection. You can use just a soft, kid's toy ball. You can do without for the workout. It's always optional, but you will get more out of it if you have it today. So let's start on our back with the mini ball between the upper thighs. And we're going to warm up our breath this way. As you breathe in, being easy on the ball, and as you breathe out, giving that inward squeeze to the ball to connect to the pelvic floor, the deep belly, and the out breath. Your low back, your spine is in neutral. The hands are just at your sides. The feet are the same distance apart as the knees. So depending on your ball, that'll guide you. And take a nice breath in and try to fill the space behind your low back with air. Try to bring that air deep into the back of the rib cage and the lungs. And as you breathe out, squeezing in on that ball. Breath in to get easy on the ball. And breath out to squeeze in on the ball and to feel that inner thigh, pelvic floor. See if it enhances your core, your ability to access your deeper abdominals, the transversus abdominals. See if it helps you with the mobility in the low ribs, with that out breath. Or it's just nice to strengthen those inner thighs. Good. Good. And on your next out breath, squeezing in on the ball. And we're going to lift the bum. So we're going to lift in neutral spine. So no change in the curve of your spine. We're going to lift. We're going to do a heel raise. Boom. Heels down, lower. Lift, heel raise, heels down, lower. Squeeze the ball. Heel raise, down, lower. Lift, squeeze in on the ball. Heel raise, down, lower. Lift, heel raise, heels down, lower. Lift, heel raise, heels down. Stay up here. Take a nice breath in. Tip the pelvis a little higher. Tip the pubic bone towards the nose and squeeze in on the ball for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. And lower it down. Still in lovely neutral spine. Take the hands behind the head. Interlace the fingers. Keep the elbows nice and wide, the low ribs held back, and just warming up that upper spine and the abdominals. Same thing with the ball. Breath in to expand and to be easy on the ball. Breath out to squeeze in on the ball. Keep that pelvis still as you peel up with the upper body and peel down as you breathe in and relax on the ball. Exhale. And just warming up that upper back, really trying to curl up a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. Try to get those low ribs back towards the mat so that you can get some mobility in that often stiff thoracic area. Curl it up here, hold it up. Try to help yourself a little more. Reach for the thighs. Try to curl up, curl up, curl up. Get some more lift in the breastbone, some more flexion in that upper back. Bring the hands back behind the head. And you're going to rotate to the right, back to the center. Rotate to the left, back to the center. Squeezing in on the ball, helping to keep that pelvis still for 1 more to the right. Center, 1 more to the left. Don't lose your height, don't lose your height. Center it, lift a little higher, and peel it down. Good. Beautiful. Take the arms back down by your sides. You're leaving the mini ball there for 1 more time. For 1 more exercise on your back anyway. Exhale, drop that low back down towards the mat. Feel that lovely imprint happen, that length between the spine and the pelvis, and then peel it up one bone of the back at a time. Good. And nice breath in to peel it down. Exhale to peel it up. And breath in to peel down. So on your exhale, you're giving that gentle squeeze in on the ball as you peel up to your peak. And inhaling to peel back down, right back to neutral. Good. Perfect. Lovely. Hold it up here. Take a nice breath in, press in on the ball, and straighten out the left leg. Lower it down. Keep the hips high if you let them fall, and switch sides. And always a little lift of the pelvis when you're back on both legs. Switching at your own pace, with the goal that that pelvis stays not just level, but also still in space. So right to left. Yeah. Lifting. And optional to add in, as you straighten out the right leg, you can add the left arm overhead. Making sure that you stay still through the rib cage, as well as the pelvis. So if that's too much, then just do the legs. Good. Make that one your last one. Take a nice breath in, peel it down. And then let's bring the ball between the ankles. So bend the knees and just keep the ball between the ankles for this next one. The legs are going to be in tabletop, and this is our reverse curl. So the upper body, the upper rib cage stays nice and still. And at first we're just going to warm up that imprint and release with the thighs in the air because it's a little bit different. So just for 2 breaths, you're in your neutral spine, and as you breathe out, feel that low back settle into a nice flat position on the mat. And when you breathe in, you're back to neutral without lifting those ribs. Exhale, gently flat. And maybe this is where you stay, that's fine, right? But if you can, if you feel good with that, just that imprint and release, then on your out breath, starting with that imprint, but then going farther, scooping in with the deep belly, having that gentle pressure in on the ball, peeling up, and then peeling down, right back to tabletop. Exhaling through imprint, peel up and peel down, right? And your idea is not that you just bring the thighs very close to you. It's not a bend at the hips. It's really this lift of the back of the pelvis and this control as you peel down. And yes, you're going to use your arms for a little bit of support, but you shouldn't be pressing into the arms to get this motion. It's an abdominal strengthening and also a low back mobility. You've got to have that movement in your low back if you're going to peel up and peel down, right? So this is hard on many levels. Peel it down. Good. One more. Beautiful. Now I'd like to add to this, and on the exhale, once I'm down in neutral, I'm going to add a straightening of the legs and a lowering of the legs. Okay? Then I'm going to bend the knees and move into that reverse curl. So find that neutral, draw in with the deep belly, straightening the legs, and just lowering what you can control. Bend the knees, curl it up. Straighten, lengthen, 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 lower. Bend the knees, reverse curl. Lengthen. You can speed it up if you're comfortable with your breath, or you can keep this sort of pretty methodical pace. But we're going to do 3 more. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling it in my inner thighs because we've been doing the squeezing on the ball for quite some time now. I do find it's helping the reverse curl though. Good. Make this one your last one. Curl, peel it down, extend the legs, and optional bonus to keep the thighs nice and straight, keep the belly drawn in, bend the knees and straighten. Bend the knees and straighten. Bend the knees. Good. Can we do 3 more? 3, 2, beautiful. 1, awesome. And then bring it in. Hug those knees in towards the chest. Gorgeous. And last one. Good. Perfect. Lower the legs and let's come onto our side. Where we're going to start with the ball behind that top knee. So placing it right at the crease of the back of the knee, squeezing in on the ball. If you can't keep it there, not the end of the world, but we're going to prop up on the elbow. Could lay down if you have some issues with that. The top hand is going to be on the mat for a little bit of balance. The pelvis is nice and stacked. And we're just going to do some rotation at the hip. So you're going to lower, so as if the knee is going to touch the mat, and then open, like you're going to put the toe on the calf and the knee is pressed back, but you haven't rolled back in the pelvis. So that's your movement. Little rotation at the hip. Knee down, knee up. Knee down, knee up. And the ball there just gets a little bit of the hamstring action in the back, which we like. Good. If you can do it without the hand, even better. But just realizing this is maybe new for some of you. We'll do 3, 2, 1. We're going to linger here with the knee up, the pelvis nice and stacked, the low ribs held back, and we're going to lift that leg for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Perfect. You're going to keep the ball there. You're going to roll on your belly. Oh, yes. Take a nice breath in. You can flex the foot if that helps you hold the ball there a little better. You're going to hold the pelvis nice and still. And we're going to try to lift the thigh away from the mat a little bit. And lower. And lower. You'll notice that I'm quite tight in the front of my thigh. So this exercise for me is very, very minimal, the motion that I have. And that's okay. I feel it a lot in the glutes, in the back of the hip. And that's really what you want. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Try to keep the knees close together, especially if you're tight in the outer thigh. Good. And relax. Good. You can remove the ball. We're going to come back on that same side. We're going to put the ball underneath underneath the rib cage. Once again, you're still up on that elbow. So you've got the ball somewhere between the armpit and the lowest rib, wherever it's comfortable for you. The hips are stacked. The toes are nice and pointed. And no hand on the mat for this one, especially if you have the ball, because it's going to give you that feedback of how still you're staying when you raise the leg and flex it down. Point and raise and flex it down. Point and raise, flex it down. Yeah, eh? Good. Perfect. Hold it up. Try your circles. Circles are where it's not going to lie to you. Really try to stay nice and still in the pelvis. As the leg goes behind you, draw in with the belly. Feel that pubic bone tip forward. And also feel that the rib cage, try to really feel that rib cage staying still on the ball. What does it take to do that? Reverse your circle if you haven't already. Trying to make the tracing of your circle a little bit bigger, with each pass, but also at the same time recognizing that you want to be still on the ball and you want to look for that control in the abdominals. Yes, good. Perfect, good. Hold this one up, flex both feet. Good, here's your double challenge. Can you bring the bottom leg to meet the top leg? Oh, I don't know if I can. Yes, and lower it down. Bottom leg to meet the top leg. lower it down. We're going to try 4 more. Just because, as you can see, when you're doing it, sometimes you'll find, you'll smooth it out. You'll wake up those stabilizing muscles, because this is feeling pretty good now for me. Whereas the first one was, I don't know, feeling like it was going to be a bit of a disaster. Hold this one if you can, with those heels pressed together. Lift, lift, lift a little higher if you can. And lower with control. Awesome. Good. Good challenges here. Let's come and do the other side, that whole same nice long series. So you're going to be on your, propped up on the elbow, the bottom leg straight. The mini ball is behind the top knee. Good. And you're nice and stacked in the pelvis. Good, and this is the rotation at the hip. You can have that hand on the mat for sure, especially if it helps to keep that pelvis still, because your goal is the rotation at the hip. That knee turning down as you breathe in, and a little lift. Try to tap the toe on the calf as you open up the knee, but making sure that pelvis stays still. So lower and lift, lower and lift. Knee down, knee up, knee down, knee up, that's better. Good. And just try to see, maybe you can press it a little bit further, trying to gain some flexibility in the hip there with this one. Good. On the next one, we'll hold it out. And we'll do our little lift of the knee here, so the foot leaves the calf and comes back down. And you're looking that the hip still stays still, right? The tummy's drawn in. My knee is not right over my bottom leg because I don't have that flexibility at my hip. Most of us don't. My knee is a little bit forward, if you can't see that, but I'm trying to be at the end of my flexibility, at the end of my range. For 2, for 1. Gorgeous. Keep the ball there. Roll onto your belly. Flex the foot if that helps. Or it's sliding out there. Slippery pants. Good. Draw in with the deep belly to really make sure that back stays still as you press the thigh towards the sky and lower it down. Press the thigh towards the sky, lower it down. And this one's hard. I don't get any visible space between my thigh and the mat. And I really have to work to keep those hip pointers light on the mat as I lift the right leg. My right hip pointer really wants to go down towards the mat and increase pressure there on my fingertips. So I have to think of tucking the tailbone down towards the mat, keeping the pubic bone rooted to the mat. So if you feel all the same things, it's not an unusual pattern to have. And you should feel that you're working in that back glute and hamstring. Yay! Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Good, but we should have movement here, and that's why we do that. Good, you can take the ball out. You're going to come back onto that same side with the ball underneath the rib cage. Remembering if you don't have the ball, you can just be laying down and do all the same moves, but you won't have that lovely feedback. Top arm on the top hip or behind the head. Take a nice breath in. Point and raise. Flex it down. Point and raise and flex it down. And how does that feel compared to the other side, right? Down. Trying to go for length in that top side. Nice stillness in the pelvis. Stopping here for your rotation. Lovely. And more. Try to make it a little bit bigger on the second pass, eh? Little bit bigger on the second pass. Third pass, sorry. And let's reverse. Let's go the other way. As the thigh moves behind you, think of taking the pubic bone and zipping it up towards your nose so that you don't get that big arch in the back that we often do. As that leg goes behind, then the rib cage will go forward and you'll feel, oh wow, this is impossible. I can't stay still here. Perfect. For your challenge here, keep that top leg up and see if you can bring the bottom leg to meet the top leg. That's a little better. Lower the bottom leg. Raise the bottom leg and lower it down. We're going to try to do 4 more. We did 6 on the other side. Oh, that's not very smooth though. Try to smooth it out. If you can do it, you're always trying to make it a little bit better, a little improved quality of the motion. 2. Good. Your last one, lift that bottom leg. Lift, lift, lift. Press the heels together. See if you can lift both a little higher and balance there for a breath. Oh. And lower it down with control. Gorgeous. All right, beautiful. Come onto your belly one more time. And have the ball out in front with the hands on it. And we're just going to do that lovely motion at our shoulders, that nice extension that we like. If your back is happier to have the feet a little wider, you can. But the head is down. You're rolling the ball away from you by shrugging the shoulders. And as you exhale, you're pulling the ball towards you by sliding the shoulders down your back at first. Then drawing in with the belly, making sure that pelvis stays still as you press up, or you lift up with your own back muscles. And then at the top, if it feels right, you can add a little bit more extension by pressing into the ball. Don't start by pressing into the ball though. Lower down, shrug the shoulders, roll the ball away. Slide the ball towards you, do all you can with the shoulder blades. Then lift up with the face, throat, breastbone with your own postural muscles. You're still pretty light in the ball here. And only if it feels good in your spine for that final bit to press into the ball and lift a little higher. But keep strong in the abdominals there. Lower it down, move the ball away. Peel it in, lift up, lift, 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 lift. Inhale, shrug the shoulders. Exhale, drop the shoulders away. Lift up with your own postural muscles. Give a little more extension there if it feels good. Awesome. Lower it down. And leave the ball where you can reach it. Take the hands underneath the shoulders and give a perfect press up. Rocking it back to be in the shell stretch. And because I said I was going to use the ball the whole time, you're going to put the ball between the knees or the upper thighs again. And rock back, really trying to lengthen in that low back and the hips to be in a lovely shell stretch position. You can bring the hands around by the feet. Take a nice breath in. Get a little round. Exhale. Perfect. Gorgeous. On your next out breath, roll it up to nice kneeling. And we're going to do a little bit of work in a plank position, tall plank and low plank with the ball between the knees. So coming to start in a tall plank. So hands underneath the shoulders, bending the knees, squeezing in on the ball though. Okay. And keeping the head in line with the rest of the spine, drawing in with the deep belly. Good. And we're going to do 8 push-ups. We're going to keep the elbows really close to us if you can. So those elbows stay. As you soften the elbows, they go back towards your hips, not out to the side, if you can. Nicely staying broad in the shoulders, broad between the shoulder blades, a little bend and straighten for 1, for 2, for 3, 4, squeeze in on the ball. You got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Rock it back if those wrists need a break or the spine needs a break. And then you're going to tuck the toes underneath. Keep the ball there if you can. Come down to your low plank position with the knees on the mat. The forearms are parallel, or if it's not comfortable parallel, you can bring the hands together. Press the chest away from the mat. Keep the head in line with the rest of the spine. Draw in with the belly. And on your exhale, you're going to straighten both knees as you squeeze in on the ball. So it's and down. We're doing 8 of these too, so we have 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, beautiful, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Reach long out of your heels. long out of the top of your head. I want you to rock back so you have a little more weight in the feet. I want you to rock forward so you have a little more weight in the hands, and I want you to see if you can do that one more time. In the feet, in the hands, center it, lower the knees with control. Perfect, bend the knees, and just walk the hands back. Once again, to enjoy that lovely shell stretch position. If you want to get rid of the ball now, you can. If you want to have those knees together and closed and get really nicely into your shell stretch with the hands back by the feet. The shoulders nice and broad, the neck relaxed, where you just worked. Awesome. And you can spend a little time lingering here, trying to get a little more roundness in the low back, or a little relaxation in the hips, or a little more opening in the ankles. And when you feel good, draw in with the deep belly, roll it up to nice kneeling. And there we go. Hope you feel good there and had some fun with the mini ball. I will see you next time. Have a great day.